Welcome back to Final Fantathon, our quest to casually let's play every mainline Final Fantasy game, plus some bonuses, and today we start our very first bonus game after 2.5 years of playing through the series. It's finally time to start our first bonus game. This bonus game was voted on by you guys. You guys had a huge list of Final Fantasy games. Anything from like side games, like I don't think, Dirge of Cerberus, those types of games that are attached to the Final Fantasy 12 game on PSP, I think it is as well. And then just completely random games that have Final Fantasy in the name, like Final Fantasy Tactics and stuff like that. And you guys, out of all those games, the number one pick was Final Fantasy X-2, which I have a interesting history with this game because I hate the fact that it exists, but I remember playing it and enjoying it. So this is going to be a very interesting playthrough. Let's put it that way. Very quickly, because I've talked about it many times throughout Final Fantathon, so very quickly, I played this when it came out as a kid. The whole reason I enjoy Final Fantasy is because of how each game is a separate story, but they all kind of connect with the monsters and the mechanics and stuff, but they're all completely different stories. I always thought it was so cool how every game you get completely new themes, completely new stories, completely new characters, but they all kind of feel like they fit because they all have stuff like Moogles and Chocobos, and they tend to be a story about a group of people that don't really know each other getting together to save the world, which I always thought was a really cool theme, like how you have to work together with people even if you don't know them, and then by the end of the journey, they all are friends. And so I always liked that theme. I didn't think that theme had to be the case. Like, it didn't always have to be people that didn't know each other, but I always thought that was cool. But as a kid, I always attached to Final Fantasy. I started with Final Fantasy VII, and I just attached to it because I thought it was so cool how each game was completely different. And I thought that Final Fantasy could go on forever, because they can always tell a different story. If you have something like Uncharted, it gets to the point where, they've already told every story they can tell with these characters, so then they have to start something else, But with Final Fantasy, you're always telling a different story. You always have different characters. You could even have different worlds. So Final Fantasy could just go forever as long as they keep telling different stories. Well, then this game comes out, and I'm very confused as a kid. I'm like, why are we doing a sequel? I thought the whole point of Final Fantasy was to not have sequels. I thought that was the whole gimmick of Final Fantasy, is that there's no sequels. If you're going to have a sequel, it would be like Final Fantasy 7-2 or something, because 7 was the most popular one. And, they did do kind of a sequel, but it was a movie. So, like, okay, I guess that makes sense, right? But to do just a true sequel, just 10-2, and it's on the same console, and it's a full game, just made no sense to me. And then on top of that, Final Fantasy X was my second favorite game of all time because I loved how the story had such a great beginning, middle, and end. And, like, the ending was so gut-wrenching and was such a finale that there's, like, no way you could possibly, go any further, right? So the fact that it was the first sequel to Final Fantasy, and it's a sequel to probably the Final Fantasy that shouldn't have a sequel the most, like, out of all the Final Fantasies, I think 10 is the one that shouldn't have a sequel, right? So it just blew. I couldn't believe it. It was so strange to me that I had to buy it and see it for myself. Even though I hated the fact that it existed, I had to buy it because I'm like, how do you even make a sequel to probably the least likely game on the planet to get a sequel? Both Final Fantasy and the fact that it, Final Fantasy X ended the way it did. So I bought it, I played it, and I remember enjoying it. Like, it was such a good game. The mechanics were so fun. It was so lighthearted, and, like, the music was really good that I remembered enjoying it. So then I got to the end of it, and I had this mixed feeling of, like, I hate this, but I like this. But I hate it, but I like it. So that's where my heart has been with this game ever since it came out, and I have not played it since then. I've not played it since it came out. So I've just been sitting on this feeling of, like, I hate it, but I like it, but I hate it, but I like it. So it's time to confront that conflicted feeling and figure out once and for all what this game's all about and what I think of it and see what you guys think of it. So here we go. Story over. Let's start the game. Here we go. It is time for Final Fantasy X-2. This is being upscaled the same way through the FrameMeister. If it looks dark or something, we might fix it up a bit. We'll see what it looks like. Right now it looks all right. Now, very quick aside. There are 2 piano tracks in this game. One is called Eternity, which is the one that is playing right now. And the other one is called 1000 Words. Those 2 piano tracks are my favorite pieces of piano music ever. And that's saying something. Because I've listened to a lot of piano. I wanted to learn piano at one point, and I spent a lot of time in old piano and new piano. I took some classes in college about classical music. You know, I'm not like, this is the only piano I've ever heard. I've listened to a lot of piano pieces. Eternity is my favorite piano piece. And this isn't the version I have. I have the version that's off the piano soundtrack. Maybe if I remember it, I'll try to link it on the first episode. But that song is unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's so good. The Final Fantasy, believe it or not, the Final Fantasy X-2 piano soundtrack is like something truly incredible. So, just throwing that out there. I don't know if that counts as being part of this game, because that came out after, but... I mean, even this version is great, but... It's, yeah. Just throwing that out there. If you like piano music, give it a listen. That we can watch this whole thing, because it's not... I checked when I plopped the game in to see if it worked, because this is the disc I had when I was a kid. So, I had no idea if it even still worked. So I popped it in to make sure it worked, and I checked out the starting cutscene, and it's not this, so... My phone is still on. I need to turn it off. So, everyone here on Twitch knows, but for those of you watching on YouTube, I've had like the absolute craziest morning of my life. I got a message last night saying that there's a new discovery in Final Fantasy VII that might revolutionize the game. Again, boom, for like the 9,000th time. So I'm like on edge already, like, oh my god, tomorrow's going to be nuts. We're going to be looking into this Final Fantasy VII thing. Then on top of that, we're starting Final Fantasy X too. So what a crazy day it's going to be. Then I wake up and my wife is at the bottom of our stairs yelling in agony because she twisted her ankle. And our kids are running around the house like crazy. So we ended up starting the stream late because I was helping her and her mom came to help her. But we had to start the stream late. And her mom brought even more kids. And I was like 5 kids in our house. So if you're hearing noise, that's why. But yeah, it's like, oh my god, this is such a crazy morning. I'm like losing my mind. But we're here. We're alive. We're ready. And yeah, I fell in the toilet. How's it going, Snipes? Okay. Yeah, thank you for the gifted sub to Jolly. And Stewie, thank you for the gifted sub. And Quantum, thank you for the 47. I'm ready. Here we go. This is gonna be wild. Hold on to your butts, boys. How's it look? It looks pretty good. Let me know if the audio's bad or anything. It looks good, though. Time for one of the craziest opening cutscenes you'll ever see. Imagine you're me, and Yuna is your favorite character in video games. And then you turn this on and you see this.
decision. It's showtime, girls.
First of all, that sounds nothing like Riku. Second of all, that kind of shows you what this game's going to be about already with that little zoom in. Of course, we did talk about 10, how much they zoom into body parts in 10 too, so I guess it's not that off-brand. Because even 10 was a lot like that. But this game even more so. Is this Sailor Moon? Yeah. Just imagine me watching this as a kid. Like... yeah, it's just Shrek. Maybe we shouldn't have killed Sin. I can't get over how non-Riku seems. Apparently Riku has been hanging out with the, secret agent girls. Become a secret agent. Yeah, I mean, the music in this game is good. That's for sure. Is the song better in Japanese? I bet you it is. Hey, yo. Hey, you. I mean, they're obviously going for, what is it called? What's the Secret Agent Girls show? I'm blanking on the name. You know what I'm talking about. Charlie's Angels. They're obviously going for a Charlie's Angels vibe. And like, I mean, they're not totally off. Totally spies. Wasn't that like the Disney Channel one? Wasn't that Charlie's Angels for babies? Alright, here comes the big reveal. Now this song, absolute jam.
Boys.
Oh my god.
Show me your moves.
It's not Yuna. Yuna's still safe.
I'm on a roll.
Goon. Attack the goon. Why is she looking the other way? Oh, because she healed them. So it kind of just throws you right in. Pain has swordplay like Auron, which is cool. But you'll notice right away that it's active. And you can't change it either. So everyone's just kind of doing their thing all at once. Budget grenade. Also, there's no use, just item. Boom! Alright! So long. How's it going, Rin?
I could have danced all night.
Sorry! No time for an encore!
So at this point, you're probably wondering, who are all these people?
Hold still!
Other than Riku. You too. Look, I can move! And the movement felt like Final Fantasy X, but now we're in a fight already.
Move!
Ooh. I don't remember the fights being so fast. Like, they're really fast. Like, they're just... Everyone's just going. I don't remember it being this crazy. Oh, great. I wanted to go that way, but there's an invisible wall. The year is 2002, and we like invisible walls now. Happy Canada Day. It's because Riku is shirtless. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, I see. You were answering Jolly's question. I thought you were talking to me, like, that's why there's an invisible wall, because she's shirtless. Okay. Yeah, happy Canada Day. I like how Riku hits twice. Also, can we talk about Riku's, like, pose? Apparently there's no block. Like, when I switch, there's no block. What is her pose? Is she dancing? Is she fighting? She vibing? I really like Pain's battle pose, though. It's pretty dope.
Out of the way!
Whoa. Shigun. They did a pretty good job with Pain already. I already like her.
Don't hold out on me!
It's easy to like her because she's the replacement for Auron. So it's like, alright. Like her already. Yeah, I remember a lot of her outfits being dumb though. Cause like she has one look, it's hard to get it to fit everything.
Hey, you run too fast!
You're too slow, little girl.
Now what's weird is like the graphics look about the same as 10.
Show's over!
But somehow the animations look weirder.
Ouch.
Like
This way.
look at Riku's facial animations. They like put more animation into their face. But it looks almost worse. Oh, there she is. Wait. So this is where Kid Me puts down the controller and walks out of the room for a couple minutes. Heavy breathing. Like it was almost saved.
Where's the imposter?
It was so close to being saved because like, oh, that wasn't the real Yuna, so now we got to go find the real Yuna. But then the real Yuna appears, and I'm like, oh no, it's even worse. I don't know what's worse, the pop star Yuna or the gunslinging Yuna. Oh no.
It's all in the wrist.
But, you know,
Don't hold out on me.
aside from all that, we start to see a bit more of the mechanics here. And I gotta say, I really like some of this stuff already. So, like, for example, Yuna's trigger happy ability, you get to mash R1 to do as much damage as you can. So, like, they're already showing that there's some moves that are kind of like the overdrives in 10, where you have to do certain, like, button combinations and stuff, which I really like. I like turn-based RPGs that give you, like, button inputs, too, kind of like Final Fantasy VI or, what else? Well, Legend of Gaia, but that one is all inputs. But I like that. I like when it's turn-based, but you still get to do stuff with the controller, not just press button, like, you know, press selections. The other cool thing is you're already starting to notice that if you use stronger attacks, your ATB bar gets bigger. So that's the replacement for the ATB system, is, you know, it's active, but it takes longer to fill up if you use stronger moves. Obviously, I prefer Final Fantasy X style, because it's my favorite combat of any turn-based RPG ever. The way that you can see exactly who's coming next and plan your moves, I think is just unparalleled. It's just so nice. But because they were making this more of an active game, I think this was a good alternative. Like, this is a good choice to do, having, like, the ATBs change depending on what attack you do. So I think it's a cool change. I just obviously prefer 10, but this one's got to be different, so I think it's alright. And we're kind of learning the mechanics. This cannot be! It's easy to learn the mechanics without the game telling you what they are, because it's pretty obvious, so that's nice. It's gonna be... Oh, he was on his way over to hit Yuna, and Riku ended him. Alan Rickman, is that you?
That's quite enough sniveling, boys.
It's the imposter.
Persistent, aren't you?
My grid.
You give us back Uni's garment grid right now.
I wish I had paused
Didn't you,
just then.
girl?
Here, look. Does she not look more like Yuna than Yuna? Like, look. What happened? Why does Yuna's face look like... It looks fatter or something. Like, it looks like her cheeks are like too... Her face was more... And maybe it's just this shot, but before it looked the same way. Where, like, she has, like, the chubby cheek thing going on, whereas the imposter Yuna has the slender face that she had. That looks way more like Yuna.
Girls ever learn to share?
Give it back.
Very
no,
well.
no, she just
it's
looks like that.
yours.
Now she really looks like
But
Yuna.
it won't be yours for long, loves.
And yeah, of course. Gotta have all the cleavage.
Goins at your service.
Alright, now we get to learn about dress spheres. Now I'm the fake Yuna. But really Yuna.
Takers, keepers.
Now we just get to watch Yuna dance the rest of the fight.
It was nice knowing you.
I'm so glad I gave her darkness so she could cast thunder on me. know what? Let's just all dance. What could go wrong? Good lord, what did they do with Pain's songstress?
No holding back. If you can't keep up, stay off my dance floor.
People die, unit dances. When will she stop dancing? Now these animations are nuts. Like the amount of work they put into these dress changes. Given that there's so many of them, and they all have like crazy long animations.
my hands, it's all over.
Here we go. The whole party's dancing. Full party dance party. Oh my god, look at Riku's dance. She's doing like a tap dance. Oh, I'm not allowed to change. Yeah, they all have unique, like, leaving one dress sphere and entering another one. They're all unique.
You're no challenge. Just target practice.
Just target practice. Pain's gun thing isn't bad looking. Riku's doing the Macarena. Riku is actually a warrior. Let's go. Is that the Clad Bowl? Because it looks like it.
I think I can handle that.
Riku as a warrior just looks so strange.
It was nice knowing you.
Let's get moving.
Come on.
She's doing the Makalania.
I won't let you off so easily next time. Get back here!
Riku.
Huh? What? What? Hey.
Man, don't you hate it when that happens? Just stuck in a dance loop. Oh my god. Trev hit it on the head. That's exactly how I felt as a kid. That is 100% exactly how I felt. I can't believe I want to see more. That's that is the antithesis of this whole game. Like, oh no, I can't believe I want to see more. That's basically how it feels.
My body just started dancing by itself.
Oh no.
I didn't know what was going on. I was frightened. Then, while I was dancing, something happened.
You changed voice actors? Yeah, so remember when I said this game's obviously going for a Charlie's Angels vibe? Well,
You sure looked like you were enjoying yourself.
I was. It felt like some other person's excitement just took over.
That can happen when you use the garment grid.
shut up, Shinra.
The emotions of the person recorded in the sphere pass to the user.
Isn't that dangerous?
I can't really say.
But it's your invention.
I'm just a kid.
Dance, Yuna. I want to see.
It'll cost you.
One moment.
She's kidding.
What? No thanks. Looks sick, TV. Goblins, doing goody duck.
Oh my god, where do we even start? So, first of all, they ruined Brother. Like, can we just all agree they ruined Like, what did they do to Brother? What happened? He was such a great character in 10. In this one, he's just the comic relief. Like, what happened? Why couldn't they just make a different character? Why's it gotta be Brother? Okay. Then we gotta talk about Shinra.
I know everything.
I know everything.
Shinra's an Al Bhed. He's a real whiz kid.
So, you know how I was already mad because this game, like, took a series where the whole idea was no sequels and made a sequel? Well, then they throw in Shinra, and people online are like, oh my god, Final Fantasy VII and Final Fantasy X are connected. And I know since then, like, more stuff has come out about that, and there's even, like, a picture of Shinra and the remake and everything, but forget all that. We're just talking when I was a kid. Could you imagine, like, my shock to this when I was a kid? This was the first time anything had ever been connected, for me at least. So I'm, like, already mad that they made a sequel, and now they're connecting it to my favorite game of all time, trying to, like, ruin that game, too. Like, I was livid at the fact that this kid's name was Shinra. I couldn't believe it. I was like, this better be just a funny reference. Like, if they're trying to... They already ruined 10 for me. If they're going to be ruining 7 too, I'm just going to, you know, throwing away all my Final Fantasy discs. So, yeah. Nowadays, I don't really care, but as a kid, I was like, oh my god, I can't believe it. Why would they do this?
Having fun? You
No,
bet.
I'm just standing here.
It all began when I saw this sphere of you.
So,
At least, it looked like you. I couldn't say for sure. I thought I might find more spheres like it if I joined the Gullwings, so I did. Oh, in case you're wondering, the Gullwings are sphere hunters, and sphere hunters are, well, this.
I really hate
We fly
Yuna's.
all over Spira.
What's going on with the... What's going on with the Y? You see that? Why is the Y, like, cut off? Is that just me? Am I crazy? Look at the Y in the letters.
I'm really enjoying myself.
Glad to hear it. For a while there, I was starting to feel like a kid.
Don't be silly.
Why is it all weird like that? So... Oh my god. This playthrough might be longer than the Final Fantasy X playthrough, because I'm gonna have to stop every 2 seconds to yell. I don't like Yuna's voiceover. Like, it just sounds so weird. I don't know. It just doesn't... It just... I don't like it. Yeah, this is where, as a kid, I had to put the controller down again and walk out of the room for several minutes. Because apparently they said... I heard a sphere of you. So I'm already, like, mad. Because if they're gonna, like, try to bring Titus back, I'm gonna have a hernia. Because that's, like, the whole point of 10. The whole story. You know, there's, like... Sometimes there's sequels to games where they just take what happened in the first game and just, like, where are they now? And you can look at that and just be like, you know what, let's just pretend like that never existed and just enjoy the first one, right? Like Final Fantasy VII Advent Children. Like, if you hated Advent Children, it doesn't, like, affect the first game at all. It's just what happens afterwards. So you can just go back and enjoy the first one, right? But this game is, like, actively trying to ruin the first game. And sure, you can still just pretend it doesn't exist. But as a kid, I was, like, so upset that they're really, like, actively trying to ruin the first game by taking, like, the main theme of 10 and just being like, oh, well, he's maybe back now. You know? So, yeah, I mean, you could just imagine me as a kid. We've already got Yuna with guns. Then we have Shinra. Then we have this reveal. I'm like beside myself, and it's only been 5 minutes into the game, and I'm just like, I can't even believe what I'm playing. And what's funny is I beat the whole game, so apparently I liked the mechanics of this game so much that I got through it, even with all of this working against it.
This is Pain. I look up to her as a sphere hunter, and also as a friend.
She wants to kill everybody.
I still don't know her very well. She's not exactly the talkative type. I heard she joined the Gullwings shortly before I did. Riku doesn't know much about her either.
What now?
Nothing.
So, what do you guys think about... You're right, this is Pain. Oh, okay. I want to know what you guys think about Pain. Tell me what you think about Pain in the chat while I catch up on things. Stewie, thank you for the gifted sub. Yep, thank you for the... Oh, I already said those. Shotgun, thank you for the 46 months. Chimp, thank you for the 30 months. Don't worry, you didn't miss too much. We actually started late today because things. Gunducky, thank you for the bits. Twiggy said, what is the Donkey Kong song that starts on your stream sometimes? I have several Donkey Kong songs, but you're talking about... The one that played this morning was Gangplank Galleon. That's the name of that song. It's the final boss theme for Country 1. And RPG Dude said, have you played The World Ends With You? I played the first one a little bit. I didn't really like it, unfortunately. It wasn't really for me. She's a Lulu wannabe? Yeah, kinda. Pain is a gender-bent squall. You're not wrong. But do you like her or not, is what I'm asking. I know what she is. Do you like her? Yes or no? Do you like her? Do you like her as a character? Like, is she a cool character to you? Neutral? She's boring? She's retcon? Yes. Indifferent? She's okay. Here's the thing about Pain for me, okay? Obviously, she's like thematically a character I would enjoy. I'm very into like that style of character, right? What I don't like about her is she seems like they took Lulu and Auron and just smashed them into one character. And like, it feels like she's just there because they needed that role for the game. But what I do like about her is she's not the stereotypical, like, squall. You know what I mean? She is still, like, talkative and energetic and, like, she's not the stereotypical just like, I hate everything, you know? Like, she's actually a pretty cool character in terms of, like, how she interacts with the party. So I give them props for that, because it's very easy to take a character like this and just have them be like Squall, where she just says whatever to everything. Like, she is what I wish Squall was, where she, like, is actually vocal and gives opinions and changes and, like, has a character arc, whereas, like, Squall is just whatever the whole game. So I like that, and I think because of that, she's probably my favorite character in this game. But that's not saying much. That's not saying, I mean, that's still extremely low bar. But yeah, she's probably like my favorite character in this game. But we'll see. Again, I haven't played it since I was a kid. Could change. I could end up hating it. I don't know. But I remember liking her because she's actually like a dynamic... I hate to use this word, I hate this word, but she's a dynamic emo character. Like, she's emo character, but she's not the stereotypical, like, I hate everyone and I'm just gonna talk to no one and I'm just gonna do the job and then get out, you know. Like, she's actually got, like, personality. So I don't know. I liked her for that.
Yuna, has my talking gotten better?
He
No.
really has improved quite a bit.
You suck now.
He told me that he practiced just so that he could talk with me more.
Further than the Al Bhed race speak their own unique language. What? No way! So you do get to relearn the Al Bhed language, which is cool. You know what would have been nice? If they had a Al Bhed sphere, and if you knew Al Bhed in 10, you could get it in 10 too. Maybe they do. I don't remember. But that would be cool if I could just have it because I learned it in 10.
Still analyzing.
Yeah, it's a new ship. What the?
Buddy and brother are old friends. Buddy says he was aboard Sid's airship with us 2 years ago. When I told him I didn't remember, he seemed disappointed.
He said something to brother, and brother said, "Dismiss!" Oh my god. That was incredible. Dismiss! Oh my god. That was amazing. So this kind of shows you right off the bat, you're just going to have these three characters forever. Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room, the completion percentage. So, I don't remember exactly how it works, but the story in this game is like unbelievably whack. And apparently you can like end the game really early if you make the right choices. I don't know how any of that works. I'm just going to play through and just whatever happens, happens. But I remember as a kid accidentally activating the final boss early and having a save that I just couldn't use. Like, I was so underleveled and just got blasted by the final boss and I couldn't figure out how to go back. So I just had to start the game over. I remember that happening to me as a kid. Also, I remember 100%ing this game as a kid, and it is awful. Absolutely awful. If you've never tried to 100% this game before, first of all, don't. Second of all, let me tell you about it. You have to have the guidebook or a guide online, which apparently the guidebook has a typo, so don't use the guidebook, but there's guides online to help you. And you have to sit there and just read every single piece of information for every single conversation in the game. And this is one of those games where you make one dialogue mistake and you've screwed your 100%. So there's some parts where you have to talk to some people and not to other people. There's parts where you have to say certain things to certain people, pick up certain items, leave certain items. If you don't do everything perfect, you don't get 100%. And there's a secret ending for getting 100%. So a lot of people went for it as kids. But it's dreadful. And like, there's no reason for it to be that way because it's not like we could figure that out. There's no way to figure it out. You never know if any of your choices are right or wrong. You could go up and talk to someone and just be like, do you like Raisin Bran? And you're like, don't really like Raisin Bran. Then you could do everything else perfect and get to the end of the game and you're at 99% because you didn't say you liked Raisin Bran. And there's no indication that that's what you screwed up. So you have to use a guide, which any game that forces you to use a guide to get something in the game, that's just not right. Like, it's just not good. It's just not good game design. It's just not. Like, even in like Legend of Zelda back in the day when there was really hidden stuff, you still knew like when you did it right. Like if you ran around dropping bombs and you found a secret dungeon, you'd be like, oh boy, a secret dungeon. But here it's just completely, you just have to say the right dialogue options. You just have to have a guide. There's no other way around it. So that's just bad game design. I don't know why they would design it that way. Like, at the very least, tell us what we did wrong at the end. So like, oh, you have 75% and you screwed up this, or this person wasn't happy or whatever, and then you can like try to figure it out. But when it's just, you just get a percentage at the end and that's it. Like, it's just, you know, what are you even supposed to do? So Now, getting 100% using a guide is kind of fun for me. Like, I enjoy doing that. I remember enjoying it as a kid, but I remember a lot of the options. I was just like, why is this a thing, you know? And screwing up one thing and having to load a previous save to go fix it is so annoying. So, it's, yeah. But I remember, like, enjoying it just because, I don't know. I enjoy checking off boxes. I don't know if that's something that you guys, like, I remember playing Metroid Prime as a kid. And I had the guide, and I used to pick up items and check off the items off the guidebook. And I don't know what it was. Maybe I'm just a completionist. I mean, if you've seen Trophy Quest, you probably know I'm a completionist, but I just like doing that. I don't know. I just like doing it. I remember. Look, I'll show you because I have it like right here. I still have my Metroid Prime guidebook. This is my Metroid Prime guidebook from when I was a kid, and I still have sticky notes in there. And if I look at this, I got check marks. I got check marks next to all the stuff. Those are multiple playthroughs of me checking everything I'm getting as I'm going through. I don't know. I just enjoy doing it. So I don't know. I remember enjoying getting 100% in this game, but I also remember it being a disaster. Having said that, we are obviously not getting 100% here. We're just going to be playing it casually. But if you're interested in seeing this game get 100%ed, sometime after we're done with this playthrough, I'm going to be doing a trophy quest of the remaster. So I'll be getting 100% in the remaster on stream at some point. So if you're interested in seeing that, we'll be doing that soon. But this playthrough, we're just going to play through. Whatever happens, happens. If I end up accidentally activating the final boss early, then I guess I'll just cry. We'll see. Thanks for the alert, yep.
Miss Yuna, what can I do for you?
Miss Yuna.
Our barkeep's a Hypello. No one knows his real name, so everyone just calls him Barkeep. Brother took him in, and now he works aboard the airship.
Why does it sound like she's talking from this far away? Our barkeep is from really far away. So I actually stole some silver glasses. Oh, I'm poor. I can't buy any of this. Her running animation is wacky.
Thank you.
Thank you. Dude, everything in this game is wacky. Look at that run, though. Real talk, it's kind of how my wife runs. Her arms go. Of course, she's not running now. She has a sprained ankle. R.I.P.
What can I do for you? See you soon.
See you soon. That's why I married her. I saw her run one time, and I was like, oh my god, she runs like Yuna does in Final Fantasy X too. My lady! Oh no.
Go wings! Report to the bridge!
Did you say engine room? I think you said engine room. Love it first run. Yeah, she had guns too, also. Forgot to mention that part. What? There's a bunch of chests down here. How did I open that one? I love how it says you scored instead of received. This game does have quite the flair to it. I do like how, you know, they stick to the theme. I did say before, like, this game has a certain energy to it that I do enjoy. Like, it's a fun... It's got a fun atmosphere, you know what I mean? I do enjoy that. Anyways, I'll be back in just a second. I'm gonna go check on the broken wife and get more coffee. I'll be back in a second.